Namaskar. Hello and welcome to P Guru's channel. I'm your host Sri Iyer. Joining me Shekhar Iyer ji as we look at the developments in and around India. Namaskar sir, how are you?
Namaskar, Shreya Namaskar. Thank you. Thank you. Today has been a day of dramatic developments. Dramatic in the sense in politics, things don't happen so fast. But here in Mumbai, we saw today, just 3 days after her husband's tragic death, Sunetra Pawar has become Maharashtra's first women deputy chief minister. I repeat, first women deputy CM. This is a big achievement for the women folk because for in the political world, it has been occupying this top post. They have never had a women CM, and they never had a women deputy CM. For the first time, now they have a women deputy CM. Now, why I am emphasizing this at the start of our discussion is because we are tending to look at this whole development as a kind of a NCP reunion business, Sharad Pawar versus Ajit Pawar's widow, and between the two families, and things like that. But this significant aspect will not go waste. In the sense, women voters in Maharashtra have been very decisive. In fact, Mahayuti's victory last time was largely because of the way women came out in big numbers and bigger thumbs up to the Mahayuti government. Now we have a lady seemingly political experience is not more than 2 years in the sense in the open electoral politics, but she has been a social worker working in Baramati doing a lot of things. Now, that is not the reason why she is so important today. The fact is, she belongs to the family, the great Pawar clan. Now, Pawar clan has been at each other's throat for some time since 2023. That's why Ajit Pawar broke away from Sharad Pawar and joined hands with BJP. And after the BJP had already joined hands with Shiv Sena under Eknath Shinde and formed the government, that Ajit Pawar went there not to provide majority, rather to give more numbers so that it becomes more stable. So I am mentioning this because today a narrative is sought to be made that the BJP was in terrible hurry as if they needed these numbers. That's not true. Ajit Pawar's NCP was already a part of the Mahayuti. He was deputy CM heading the finance ministry. So what's the big deal? The big deal was the civic elections that happened recently when BJP uh, came out very successful in at least 20 out of the 25 big corporations that went to polls. And Ajit Pawar realized that somewhere along that his NCP was not gaining that kind of traction that he used to get earlier. And even worse was his uncle Sharad Pawar's NCP. So they thought they should somehow try to regroup their core base, that is essentially Maratha voters in Western Maharashtra, and they must join hands and go to the civic polls. Even while HCP Ajit Pawar faction will continue in Mahayuti government. I mean, this is for anybody outside Maharashtra will be so confusing. You are part of a Mahayuti and then you are contesting elections separately. Well, that's Maharashtra for you, and that is the power politics. And the second point we have to remember, sir, while talking about what's happening in Maharashtra, the Nationalist Congress Party, NCP, founded by Sharad Pawar, has always been an power-seeking party, or a party that is driven by power, that grows by power, which is also part of the Congress story. Congress has been declined whenever it lost power. When it gains power, it gains strength. Intrinsically, it is directly related to power. That's why it is always difficult for Congress or any remnants of the Congress or any duplicates of the Congress to do opposition politics, excepting in a few states. So here, what has happened is Sharad Pawar and Ajit Pawar, they came together. They had a meeting on January 17th. I'm mentioning the date. because this date has now been touted as a very important day where some big decisions were taken, but it is being denied. One, Sharad Pawar was shocked rather that things moved so fast, because it was only 3 days ago, uh, last Wednesday, the plane crash took place and Ajit Pawar was killed in that crash. And subsequent to that, everybody rushed to Baramati. The funeral got over on Thursday. And immediately after that, it was decided by NCP leaders of Ajit Pawar faction that all this were people making noises to the effect that Ajit Pawar's last wish was united NCP. So we should all get together and all that. That is a time when the NCP leaders in the Ajit Pawar faction decided to meet and discuss among themselves and got Sunetra Pawar, persuaded her to take up the slot vacated by Ajit Pawar. Why is it so? Sir, very simple. As I said, it's a power-seeking entity. Whether it is headed by Ajit Pawar or is headed by Sharad Pawar. Without power, they know that they cannot do agitational politics to stay afloat. And Sharad Pawar's faction has been on the decline because they don't have power. But the only thing that has always kept them going in politics is the immense iconic pull that they have for the community in Western Maharashtra, essentially Marathas. So whatever they do, whether they join with BJP, join with Congress, whether they join with Sena, it doesn't matter to their voters. And good number of their voters are also belonging to the minority community. They are also seen as part of the secular front. But what happens at this time, January 17 meeting was about to discuss, they say it was all about to discuss about the civic elections and strategy on that. And there was some agro exhibition. And Ajit Pawar was in that meeting. Now today, when Sharad Pawar realizes that Sunetra Pawar is getting ready and has been elected as the leader, and that they have decided, all the leaders of NCP Sajid Pawar, that she should go to Mumbai, take her oath as deputy CM. Pawar completely feigned ignorance, said, I don't know what's happening. Last 2 days there was talk of, to fulfill the last wish of Ajit Pawar, which was to unite. And Sharad Pawar disclosed, rather claimed to say that his last wish was to unite, and that reunion would have taken place on February 12th. And that this whole thing which is happening is against his wish. I mean, he wanted to say that. And why did the Sharad Pawar felt outmaneuvered? Because these leaders realized we already have an arrangement with BJP. We are part of Mayuti. If we were to reunite, all those leaders who did not come with Ajit Pawar, then the whole exercise will re-examine. What will reunited NCP will start putting new conditions. What will be the terms of endearment in the Mayuti? And the ministers who are already there, they may have to give up. The NCP leaders belonging to Ajit Pawar faction, they will have to give up their ministerial post and make way for other leaders, maybe Jayant Patil. But Sharad Pawar's worry was, what happens to my daughter, Supriya Sule? And it was for Supriya Sule that Ajit Pawar went out of the party. And Ajit Pawar, sir, he has been there for almost 4 decades, and right from 91 onwards, first time he got elected to Baramati Lok Sabha seat, then gave up Baramati Lok Sabha to Sharad Pawar when Sharad Pawar became defense minister in Narasimha Rao government. He was a chela, but then beyond a point, the Guru didn't want the chela to go up. That is why in 15 years, when Congress and NCP shared power, Ajit Pawar had to satisfy himself of being deputy CM, not CM. Even when NCP had more MLAs. He wanted Pawar, could have made him CM, but he didn't make him CM. And it took a long while for Ajit Pawar to realize the so-called division of labor that Sharad Pawar set out, that Supriya Sule will be the NCP ambassador in Delhi for national politics, and Ajit Pawar will be the king in Maharashtra. That actually was actually changed to see that eventually that Sule will play a role in Maharashtra. But problem Sharad Pawar had was, sir, I talked about the patriarchal approach among in that region, Western Maharashtra, where a lady head is not appreciated. That's the reason, there have been one or two leaders, for instance, Shalini Tai. She was one woman who could break that thing, but then she couldn't go beyond a point. Shalini Tai Patil. Now, in this Supriya Sule case, since the India Alliance is not in power, otherwise she could have been a minister. And Pawar's worry has been that his last wish is that Sule takes command. So within few hours of final farewell to Ajit Pawar, with all that public display of affection among the Pawar clan, it was back to basics, back to safeguarding their own area. Now, Sunetra Pawar had contested Baramati Lok Sabha elections in 2025, and he contested against Supriya Sule. Sunetra Pawar lost, and first time Ajit Pawar campaigned for his wife and against his sister. Otherwise, Supriya Sule's victories have always been managed by Ajit Pawar in Baramati. It's a kind of their fiefdom, their stronghold. But this time in 2025, Ajit Pawar campaigned for his wife, but the split was so wide and open, and Pawar gave a kind of an emotional appeal to his voters that this was some kind of a last thing and they should back his daughter. So people of Baramati voted for Supriya Sule. But the margin was not very big margin. So Sunetra Pawar had to be compensated for that fight, and BJP readily agreed to back her to the Rajya Sabha, which means BJP already saw the importance of Sunetra Pawar then. Now she will be vacating the Rajya Sabha seat to contest from Baramati when the by-elections are held, because the seat has fallen vacant following the tragic death of Ajit Pawar. Now, we are discussing all these details because for a simple reason, this talk of unity, now it is the other side which is emphasizing that we were to unite, why did she go and join? So, Sharad Pawar has for the first time seen somebody has done a Sharad Pawar on him. Because Sharad Pawar is good for these maneuvers. Right from 80 onwards. Now, Sunetra Pawar has done a Sharad Pawar on Sharad Pawar. People from Maharashtra will understand what I am saying. Quick, sharp, kind of a strategy that, and folks at Baramati, they don't care. They see this lady is deputy CM now, that's all. There, nobody is going into with whom you are. So long as you represent our community, you do good for our community, and we trust in you to do developmental work in Baramati and empower us. If Sunetra Pawar succeeds in this new role, it will open up, sir. This is why BJP has encouraged her to go, which I am very carefully forecasting rather. This is going to make a lot of Marathi women who are now, in the political families to come out and contest elections, be it assembly or Lok Sabha, when women reservation will kick in. Post delimitation, rather first post census, post delimitation. When you have 33% of women reservation finally kicked in and implemented, you will see a lot of Marathi women will come out. Rather, Maratha women. So, BJP is very happy, and the Prime Minister has tweeted today, saying that Sunetra Pawar taking over is a very significant thing. Now, the ministry has also been allocated. What I just heard was she'll be handling not finance, which was handled by Ajit Pawar, but she'll be handling a part of that finance, which is excise. Excise, it brings in a lot of revenue. So that way, the NCP leaders can say, she's handling a key assignment. Because maximum revenue comes through excise in every state, because that's not under GST's doesn't cover alcohol. And second thing is, she has been given sports and youth welfare, and as well as minority development. That means they would rather prefer, the BJP would rather prefer Sunetra led NCP to play the minority card rather than let Sharad Pawar to play that minority card. And I was told, sir, that right as soon as they heard Amit Shah, Devendra Fadnavis, the chief minister, they immediately took a quick decision that we must not delay filling that slot. And we don't want Supriya Sule, to be powered by Sharad Pawar to get into this Mahayuti business. Because they think that she's the Rahul Gandhi of Maharashtra. That she will be more playing that secular card, this card, that card. Because once, if the reunion had taken place, then they will put new conditions. So it was conveyed to some leaders in NCP, Ajit Pawar, whatever you do, you do fast. And one party, apart from Sharad Pawar, who is very upset with all this, such a fast movement, is our secular friends, our secular analysts, Congress party, and of course, Shiv Sena's UBT's leader, Sanjay Raut. He cannot help control his reaction. He says, "Arey, itni jaldi mein kyun hua?" Which means, sir, this is something I want to know. Sir, a formation which is already in power, which has enough numbers, अपना खेल थोड़ी अपने बिगाड़ेंगे क्या? वो थोड़ी सब राहुल गांधी है. They thought, new NCP will gain strength. That is why initially they tried to, create suspicion around the nature of that air crash. In distant Bengal, first Mamata sir started, then Akhilesh Yadav. And Pawar realized this will boomerang. He said, because local people know what has happened. That's why Sharad Pawar's first reaction was, don't play politics in this. It's an unfortunate accident. Air crash is unfortunate air accident. So therefore, sir, now this claim that February 12th was supposed to be a reunion day has been contested by a very important leader belonging to Ajit Pawar's party. That is NCP's Maharashtra chief. That is Sunil Dattatreya Tatkare. He is an MP from Raigad, Lok Sabha MP. He has said there was no such reunion business. When Sharad Pawar today held a press conference, there was a reunion plan. He has said there was no reunion plan. All he said that was, sir, but I also watched all the interviews that Ajit Pawar gave in the run-up to that municipal elections in Pune as well as Pipli Chinchwad. Ajit Pawar, whenever he was asked about reunion, the merger of the two NCPs, he was quite evasive. He was not saying that we are going to do that. He says that will come. Now we are fighting this elections together. And his standard reply was in all the interviews he gave कि कार्यकर्ताओं की इच्छा है, लोगों की इच्छा है कि दोनों एनसीपी एक आए. I mean, it is a desire of the two cadre rank and file of the NCP to come together. So the claim that Sharad Pawar is making a decision was taken to unite is not backed by others. Sir, सत्ता में जो बस चल रही है, those who are on the footboard, they won't let others enter. Similarly, the NCP of Ajit Pawar, they didn't want any new big crowd to come. ये बस छूट गई. It left Baramati and reached Mumbai. But people are wondering why so fast, because some people are trying to evoke sentiments in this. It is just 4 days have passed since her husband's death. How could she, take oath? Is it tradition? Is it not violation of the sentiments of the dead? I mean, these are things being raised. I would not like to comment on them, but in politics, sir, when it comes to real politics, you will always see that sometimes the speed is essential. Otherwise, this would have gone messy. And at the moment, people are not saying anything on how is she going to perform as deputy CM. But I understand that she has very good relations with Devendra Fadnavis. And Devendra Fadnavis would certainly guide her in this new role as a deputy CM. But outside, sir, apart from this intra-party, fixes and issues and all that, but the broad message will be that Mahayuti is the first formation that has allowed a woman to become deputy CM. And maybe reunion or merger of the two NCPs may happen. I'm not saying it is completely ruled out, but that will happen only after this new arrangement settles down. In which case, Supriya Sule and Sharad Pawar will have to make a lot of noises in favor of, Prime Minister Modi, development of this country, development of Maharashtra and all that. Before, the whole thing, yeah. But some people have played a key role in this. Apart from Amit Shah and Devendra Fadnavis, among NCP leaders, Praful Patel, who was probably told by the BJP leadership, fix this. Chagan Bhujbal, Sunil Tatkare, all these leaders, they convinced Sunetra because Sunetra was in a state of shock. Now, question is, who will be elected to that Rajya Sabha seat that will fall vacant when she resigns from Rajya Sabha to contest the by-election whenever they are announced? And she can wait. I mean, she can hold on till she actually wins from Baramati. That could take even 6 months. But I am told that Parth Pawar, the son of Ajit Pawar, could fill that spot his mother vacated because he had contested Lok Sabha elections and lost in 2025. So now, what is this all family politics? Is it not dynastic politics? Yes. But question is, which dynasty does BJP prefer? Whether that dynasty or this dynasty? Over to you, Shekhar.
Thank you so much, sir. I mean, the more things change, the more they remain the same. That's all I can tell you. I mean, it looks like the qualification to become a deputy chief minister is not experience, but marital relations. Anyway, that's this is, you and I can say whatever we want, but that's what happens. That's what happens. Let's move on to the next topic, sir. Congress's Tamil Nadu dilemma, sir. In my opinion, it's very clear. Congress wants more seats from DMK. The moment they get that, everything will become fine. My 2 cents, sir. Over to you.
Sir, that would be the simplest way of resolving the situation. But despite Kadimuri going as an emissary, talking to Rahul, then visiting Tenjanpat, but failing to meet Sonia Gandhi, because Rahul said she's not meeting anyone, you discuss with me. And then Rahul putting up a proposal which shocked the wit out of Kadimuri as well as Stalin, which is what? 41 assembly seats, 2 Rajya Sabha seats, ministerial berths, and for the future, at least 20% of seats should be given to us if we should contest as a DMK-led alliance in all the civic polls thereafter, which means we want a definite share of power as well as arrangement of everything. And Kadimuri, I am told, went on to explain, look, there is a DMK's tradition, Dravidian parties, they will join in alliance in Delhi, but they never allow, coalition in Delhi, but they never allow coalition in the state. Because that will go very against this Dravidian model. So therefore, it is difficult for us to accept. And in the meantime, Stalin has been quite upset or angry with all these Congress functionaries, including that Girish Chodankar, who is AICC in charge for Tamil Nadu. Because when first time he met him, Stalin said, I will talk to Delhi. In the sense, he'll talk to the Congress High Command. But Rahul Gandhi's position is very clear. Now, when Kanimani met Rahul, we are told the whatever they had contested last time, 25 seats and they won 18 seats. We are prepared to increase from 25 to 27. But Rahul's figure is somewhere like 41. Now, why 41? Because with 41 seats, if you win 38, you can you can elect your own Rajya Sabha member without difficulty. But one thing, sir, it has reached a stalemate because even after Kadimuri Rahul meeting, nothing has moved forward. That's a otherwise it would be easily solved. And Congress leaders as well as DMK leaders at the lower level, district level, they have been issuing statements criticizing each other. Now, we heard about Vijay's father, Chandrasekhar. He's a filmmaker, film director. He sometimes makes statements which Vijay sometimes approves, sometimes does not approve. He came out with that statement saying this is a good opportunity. People of Tamil Nadu want to change. Vijay is willing to help the Congress regain strength in Tamil Nadu, and Congress should grab that opportunity of aligning. To which again, some TLCC leaders who owe allegiance to Stalin, they said, what is this? We don't need strength from parties like Vijay. Sir, interestingly, there was a summit. Nowadays, television channels go in for summit because summits help them make some money also, getting sponsors. And so there was an NDTV summit. And in that NDTV summit, Stalin spoke through the day. You had Stalin and it ended with Udayanidhi Stalin also. Of course, they didn't take questions. EPS was there. EPS took questions. But Vijay sent only his general secretary. Later, the NDTV top editorial team went and met Vijay at his house, where they had some discussions, and the impression they got, and NDTV even put out a story, is Vijay is not going down. He was deeply upset by Karur. He's still upset by Karur, but there is no change in the plans. And he exuded confidence that once I start again touring and we start holding meetings, you're going to see big changes. I'm not backing down. And as far as Congress alliance, he was asked. He said, that's what NDTV story says, that if Congress comes along, fine. Even if Congress does not come along, we are going to, move ahead. So in a way, from Vijay, the sense is that he's not lost, as people are trying to make out, or as DMK thinks. But an alliance, if Congress is willing to come, they can come along. And he was asked specifically that whether you will be the kingmaker. He said, why should I be a kingmaker? Kingmaker is a secondary role. Being the king is the first role because we have to bring big changes. Now, for whatever that is coming out from these interactions, one thing is clear. Vijay is committed. He will not be a Rajinikanth. Yes, he is. He says his people who produced this film, Jananayakan, they are worried because the film release is being delayed. And the matter has gone back to the single judge of the Madras High Court and before the Central Board of Film Certification. In the meantime, CBFC has filed a caveat in Supreme Court that they should be heard because they are expecting again Vijay's team to come to Supreme Court and get to see that the film is released. But the delay, sir, in particular the delay, because the elections will be announced in the second week of February. And there is a pattern, it's going like Bihar, the Rahul had best of relation with Tejasvi and all, but finally when it came to number of seats, things went into problem. So whether Further delay will raise questions, put question mark, we do not know. But at the moment, DMK leaders are saying, no, no, the Congress, where else will Congress go? Congress will come to us. And Congress leaders are not saying that they are looking outside. But in politics, sir, what happens is when you expect everything to fall in place at the right time, despite bargaining and all that, sometimes, as it happened in Bihar, if Rahul were to take a position, okay, if you are not doing this, we'll do something else. That is a fear is there. There is a fear element. What if finally the deal doesn't go through? Because Stalin is firm that he cannot declare we will go form a coalition government. He says politically it will knock us out. Post-election scenario, if we are short of numbers, is a different thing. But before that is the same line the EPS has been telling. He has been telling BJP leaders, don't harp on this now. If we are in a position to form government, of course we'll take you. But at the moment, this is being used by Stalin to say that that I am allowing you. I have become a slave to BJP. I want to install BJP through the back door. This is a election talking point, which I don't want. So there we are. We are seeing with the elections fast approaching in all these states: Assam, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry, and Kerala. Sir, in the weeks to come, in February, we will be talking about each of these states in detail. So therefore, Tamil Nadu is a very priority area for the BJP. And the BJP's bottom line, if you say, all that they want is DMK should not return. They will be happy with the Congress DMK going TMK going together also, no problem. So long as it results in dislodging of DMK, it suits fine. But then Vijay is also realizing that he needs to focus more on DMK rather than BJP at the national level, because he has been talking about Prime Minister and all that, which is not narrowing the focus, because at the moment it's about tackling or taking advantage of anti-incumbency issues. Of course, DMK leaders have been on record saying this is the first time there is no anti-incumbency issues against us. But then, sir, there are differences between pro-incumbency and anti-incumbency and no incumbency. Sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Let's take a look at the third topic. Sir, this is something that we talked about, the fencing order. And do you think that the fence will be in place before the election, sir?
No, sir. This is, at least now they have to transfer the land. These lands were approved lands. Along the 2,216 kilometers, and lot of it is over, riverine areas where the river changes course and there are difficulties, even erecting a fence. But some of the land sought by BSF, which the union government proposed to Bengal, and that has been acquired. But Bengal government has not transferred it. And a PIL
what does that mean, sir? I acquired means I paid for it. I would only pay at the registration office and get the registration papers. Is it not?
No, sir. No, it has been, but the actual physical possession has not been cleared yet. Before the BSF can supervise construction of these fences, central government, they have not transferred the land, because central has already paid for it. But the district administration has to hand over those parcel of land that they have not done. Now, this PIL, sir, was filed by Lieutenant General Subrata Shah, and he's a former Deputy Chief of Army Staff, saying that there is a lot of politics happening in this, and this delay has resulted in smuggling and the big issue of illegal infiltration, illegal migration, and fake currency trafficking. So anyway, this probably by April 2nd, when the Calcutta High Court will take it up this again, then they may consider emergency acquisition. This is the court will order immediately it is taken as acquired in order to move forward. Now, the plea that the West Bengal government gave to the courts are very interesting. They said we are not able to do this exercise of handing over because our officials are busy with SIR, Special Intensive Revision of Electoral Rules. Because we are busy with that, we can't hand over this. Now, that brings a question, sir. Amit Shah has spent 2 days in West Bengal. The new BJP president has also been visiting Bengal. And I am told 6 leaders have been deputed from other states with very specific tasks. And this time, they have learned lessons from 2021 where they spent a lot of resources, managed to get a good number, but a lot of those people who got elected and who did not get elected, they went back to TMC. This time, they want to be careful with the selection. They want to tap issues. So I'm told that all that BJP is looking at it, that they should work hard right from the booth level so that they can at least get 5% increase in their vote share. Even a 5% increase will make a big difference. And that will give them quite a number of years. And I am told, sir, Amit Shah has himself decided that more than all these states, Tamil Nadu or Kerala or Assam, he is going to spend more time in Bengal. Bengal is a fort they want to break. So, in order that, from the meetings that have been held, some of these strategy sessions that have been held, they are looking at, apart from, of course, the much talked about is illegal migration and how goosepads have come. Rather, they are looking at governance failures overall. Then they are looking at overall economic distress in Bengal, a point to be they want to highlight. And they want to do constituency-wise issues. So they have been talking about Bengal, neglect of Bengal, slide of Bengal. Instead of that, every constituency, and Bengal has got 294 constituencies, close to 300 assembly seats. After Uttar Pradesh, this is a huge. Now, what they are planning is, sir, they are going to look at, make issues which really touch people, like the collapsed health infrastructure. Then talk about the decline in education standards under Mamta's regime. Then they want to take up women's safety. And they want to prepare constituency-wise charge sheet. Each of these constituencies, what are the issues, so that the campaign is not a pan-Bengal campaign, rather each constituency they will take up issue, try to get people's reaction, feedback, and make it sound that it is about their place, the place where they are going to vote. And about those MLAs, sitting MLAs, what has been the performance? That's a new thing they are doing. And they, of course, PM has already given a campaign, a slogan, which is Paltono Dorkar. When we have to, go for a change. Paltono Dorkar, Chahe BJP Sarkar. They want to make this as a campaign, but then they want to make it more micro this time. Now, of course, demographic changes is a issue that is affecting all the border areas. And sir, the other thing which they are doing is Calcutta itself, sir. Kolkata itself has got 28 assembly seats. Kolkata proper. Amit Shah says, why not? Let's have a target of winning maximum number of seats from Kolkata. And it's a Bengal as such is, it's a very urbanized state like Tamil Nadu, but then there is a huge rural Bengal also. So what we are going to see is BJP may be little more doing, I would say, groundwork in the very literal sense, rather than, last time like PM going everywhere, Amit Shah addressing meetings. Well, PM campaign will be there, but then they want to take the message from at the booth level and down to the constituency level. Shreyarji.
Thank you so much, sir. Very interesting times ahead, and we'll be following all these state elections closely. So let's take a couple of questions that are there now, and then we can wrap up this program. Chandra Chaudhary wants to know, middle class employees are the only income tax payers government have not considered expenses and dependent credits burdens of family.
Yes, I think by this time tomorrow we will know what the new budget holds for all of us. Where we are told this budget is going to build as reforms budget like the last budget, the last 91 budget, which was presented by Manmohan Singh under Prime Minister Narasimha Rao. And from whatever indications we are getting, there is going to be a lot of focus on bringing big changes. There has been a number of articulations by a lot of people, particularly the middle class, like Chandra Chaudhary has asked. Middle class pays a lot of taxes, but what does they get in return? They can't go to government hospitals. They can't use a lot of other public utility services. For the money that is they pay, there is nothing in return. Well, every section looks at it that way. What am I getting in it? Well, we'll wait and see what is there in the budget tomorrow. And perhaps our next discussion could be on this budget, how much of reforms has come in this, what kind of impact it will have. Sir.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. Some analysts feel that Joseph Vijay will only be a vote cutter and may not win many seats. What's your view, sir? Will NCP of Pawar survive if they join BJP, and will they join BJP?
Sir, as far as Vijay, yes, he will be a vote cutter. But one thing is clear, he is a disruptor. And within the Congress, like leaders like Kartik Chidambaram are openly, saying, conceding, yes, Kartik will make an impact. We cannot dismiss lightly Kartik is nobody. That the Vijay is a crowd puller, and how much he will be able to convert into votes is a worry for DMK. Otherwise, they won't be after him. So, but for BJP, sir, Joseph Vijay, even if he cuts votes, he is going to cut definitely of DMK. The earlier thought was he will cut the opposition votes. But he is also going to pull some DMK voters to his side. That has been worrying the DMK. Now, the second question, sir, will NCP of Pawar survive? What will they do, whether they join or don't join? Well, I think the resistance to Pawar faction, Sharad Pawar faction, is largely from the Ajit Pawar faction now. Because the slots in the ministry are not too many to spare for this group, which did not join earlier. Sir.
Naduvakarai wants to know, is it good precedent that we perpetuate the family politics? Don't we have to be democratic?
Absolutely.
It's happening even in US, sir. It's happening even in US. Husband dies, wife steps up to the plate. Money, it's all money. Money. Sir.
Sir, money, but then people are voting them, sir. The whole problem is people vote. That is why every time when the question was put to Congress, by ye kya hai, Nehru ke baad Indira ke baad Rajiv ke baad Sonia ke baad Rahul, और Rahul ke side mein Priyanka. And the standard reply is all these leaders have proved themselves by people electing them. Not once or thrice, but repeatedly. Sir.
Vote is a privilege, sir. Priyanka's son is next. Last question. Rohit Dharani wants to know, will SIR play a pivotal role in shifting the votes towards NDA in the upcoming elections of Tamil Nadu?
Sir, SIR, with all the noises that was initially made in all the states, including Bengal. Of course, some people have said, a lot of paperwork, you have to appear before yourself and then explain and all that. In Tamil Nadu, it has not created a big disruption. So, in terms of, yes, a number of voters have got eliminated. The dead ones are gone. But then, these parties in Tamil Nadu have a way of getting voters to come to the booth and vote. How that is going to happen to be seen.
Grandparents.
That is the real danger. And alive ones, not the dead ones like in Bengal.
Thank you so much, Shekhar ji, and we'll see you again on Wednesday. Thank you so much once again. Namaskar. I see that your throat's doing much better.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.